Hey babes, welcome back to Zodiac and Chill. I am Erica Bell, your astro bestie. And if you're new, get cozy, pour yourself a glass of whatever and tuck in because we don't do surface level here. If you've been riding with me a while, you already know. No zodiac pairing is off limits. Okay, but today we've got a pairing that's confusing at best, cosmic at worst. I'm talking Gemini and Pisces. And look, if you're already rolling your eyes, you're either a Gemini who got lost on the way or a Pisces trying to recover from the last misunderstanding. Seriously though, what happens when the zodiac's wildest mind meets the softest, dreamiest heart? It's giving, we get each other, but also, what is even happening? Like you start off vibing on the same frequency, and then suddenly you're in totally different galaxies. And yet somehow you also feel like you're in the only duo who really gets it. I mean, isn't that the realest cosmic plot twist? Two worlds, one vibe, pure chaos. And if this sounds familiar, especially if you listen to the Scorpio and Cancer episode, you know sometimes when opposites attract, it's pure magic. And sometimes you just get ghosted on a Friday and poetry posted on Sunday. Trust me, Gemini and Pisces are both here for the feels, just in their own wild, sometimes untranslatable ways. So let's unpack how air and water signs even attempt to make it work, sometimes with mixed signals and sometimes with a playlist of delusions on Spotify. All right, babe, let's just get into it because if we're talking Pisces, you know it's time for a deep dive. And look, I'm a Pisces, so buckle up. I'm talking from intimate, sometimes embarrassing experience. Here's the thing, where Gemini is ruled by Mercury, think communication, ideas, mental ping pong. Pisces is over here living in Neptune's daydream, where every conversation is actually a whole novel, but like a sad French one. Gemini is logic, curiosity, loving the puzzle. Pisces, we're feeling all the lost subtext, holding on to that weird look you gave us at brunch, trying to decode it 3 weeks later. Gemini will flirt with you using words, memes, conspiracy theories about dogs driving cars. Pisces will flirt with you telepathically and then write you a poem about a dream they had where you were both sea otters. I'm not even kidding. It's a vibe clash, but it's also kind of a beautiful mess. Sometimes that mess becomes art. Sometimes it's just, emotionally expensive therapy bills. But what draws them together? Honestly, they're both kind of fascinated by what the other lacks. Gemini can't help but poke the Pisces bubble of emotion, while Pisces is drawn to the Gemini who can dance circles around their feelings and somehow almost make it make sense. But where do things unravel when communication styles clash? Gemini's, let's talk it out, but maybe just for 5 minutes and then I'm over it, meets Pisces, I need to process and spiral. And then after a week, I'll cry text you at 2 a.m. They're both searching for connection, but they're using different apps, if you know what I mean. And sometimes that connection is legit. The best conversations happen at like 1 a.m. when nobody understands you but each other. But real talk, it can get confusing real fast. Now listen, I got to tell y'all, if you've been here before, you already know my motto. If it's not effort, it's noise. And nothing tests that rule like Gemini and Pisces. Okay, so I once dated this quick talking Gemini, texting just to text, sending TikToks at 2 a.m., rapid fire ideas, Zero follow through. But honestly, I was here for it. It was cute for about a month. I was so busy decoding mixed messages that I forgot to check for actual effort. I mean, you can flirt in 3 languages, but if you still can't commit to Saturday night plans, baby, that's just static. And this isn't just a Pisces problem, by the way. Gemini and Pisces both live in these alternate realities. Gemini in anticipation, Pisces in nostalgia. The key to not losing yourself: check what's real. Gemini, are you making time or just making conversation? Pisces, are you in love with the person or the version of them in your head? It goes both ways. How do you actually make it work? Boundaries and clarity. Mixed signals happen, but if you're honest, like, hey, I like you, but I need actual plans, or I care, but I need some space tonight, that is magic. You can absolutely build something strong with this air and water duo if you're both willing to check your projections at the door. But, and I say this with love, if you catch yourself guessing more than you're enjoying, that's your exit sign, babe. Y'all, I swear, this week the DMs were wild. Screenshots everywhere, spicy questions, and I see you sending those Gemini memes at your Pisces ex. Let's get into it. First, why do Gemini men flirt like they're in love, then disappear like they never met you? Oh, honey, the Gemini magic. For them, connection is real while it's happening, but when their curiosity floats off, so do they. It's not always shady. It's just Mercury in motion. The real test is, can you handle the tempo? If not, save your spirit, let it go. Next, how can a Pisces tell the difference between soul chemistry and emotional projection? Oof, classic Pisces dilemma. We're like in love with the poetry of possibility. Here's what's real. If you're feeling safe, seen, getting that lovely consistency is legit chemistry. If you're creating an entire relationship solo in your head and calling it fate, that's projection. Only one of those is texting you back, babe. Choose accordingly. Can Gemini and Pisces last, or is this always going to be chaos? Okay, I'm not going to lie, most of the time, messy, but it doesn't always have to be. If Gemini's ready to ground those curiosities and Pisces tempers those tidal waves with honest words, yes, they can thrive. Both sides have to level up. Emotional honesty, maturity, not reading each other's minds, but using actual words. So simple, yet so rare. How do you get a Gemini to open up emotionally? Like, for real. 2 words, low pressure presence. Gemini doesn't want your emotional study guide. But if you make it safe and chill, they'll open up in their own snarky, sideways way. Ask what's on your mind lately, not what are we? Trust me, you'll get more. Why does my Gemini say they care but act like they don't need me? Because their love language is curiosity, not cling. If they remember that weird story you told on a random Tuesday, if they make you laugh when you're deep in your feels, that's Gemini caring. Not loud, but it's real. Why do Pisces always seem hurt when Gemini pulls away? Pisces doesn't just connect, they merge. When Gemini pops back for air, Pisces feels abandoned. But it's not rejection, it's just regulation. Sometimes the vibe really did just shift, and that's okay. What should you never say to a Pisces? In an argument, listen good, you're overreacting. Don't. For Pisces, emotions are facts. You don't have to agree, but you better respect it. Otherwise, silent treatment or dramatic poetry is coming your way. You've been warned. Last, can Pisces ever fully trust a Gemini? Yes, but Gemini has to be clear with intentions. Pisces has to call out their own insecurities. You both got to talk, not just vibe. Transparency over telepathy. Okay? If you want your drama decoded or your own story featured, send your cosmic tea to letters Zodiac Chill podcast mail com. And yes, the Facebook group really is coming soon. Let me say this loud and clear for the overthinkers, the ghosters, the poets, and the romantics still spiraling on that last left on red moment. Whether you're a Gemini, a Pisces, or just cosmic curious, remember, vibes are fun, but effort is the tea. Don't settle for mixed signals or fantasy connections. If it's not real, let it go. And if it is, say it, show it, make it real. That's how you get cosmic drama with a side of actual happiness. So that's it for today's cosmic mess, babe. But get ready for tomorrow because we're going to dive into 2 signs who love loud and love long, but trust me, do it in totally opposite ways. I cannot wait for this one. Until then, keep your heart soft, your boundaries high, and your DMs just a little bit chaotic. That's the tea, babe.
Mood is confident, chill, cosmic emotional but empowered. Endo 8592 BPM. Smooth banter, warm pads on Simsilla feel. Soft trap or lo-fi drum, deep clean bass line. Crescendo, harp glissando, or so celestial bells. Start your suggesting things, start yourself with assistant swell. Drop into beat after 2-3 seconds, and with a clean fade or cosmic sparkle. Add chopped or filtered voice saying Zodiac and chill. Drop into beat after 2-3 seconds, when with a clean fade or cosmic sparkle. Add chopped or filtered voice saying Zodiac and chill.